Hey there, it's Stephanie C. Harper, publisher of Career Magazine, and I'm answering a few emails today. What or when to say goodbye to an employer is a question. When do you know that it's time to say goodbye to an employer? First of all, let's talk about complaints. Complaints about what goes on in the workplace will probably never cease. The reality is, everyone has an idea about what they could do to make something better, how they could change the process. And I do believe that if it's in your power to do so, that by all means you should make suggestions. By all means, you should try to find a solution. But what I'm talking about is when your place of employment becomes unbearable. And you have to be wise enough to recognize there are signs that will tell you that it's time to move on. Um, I would, of course, recommend that you have Plan B before you put in your notice or before you start making your complaints too loud where others can hear them. But I do want you to take note of a few things that are 100% proof signs that it's time to move on. Your job makes you sick. Now, I'm not talking um, figuratively. I'm talking about when your job literally makes you sick, when it's causing stress, headaches, backaches, loss of sleep, when your health begins to fail you because of an employment situation, then it's time to put your health first. Number two, when you're being marginalized. If the handwriting is on the wall that you're stuck exactly where you are in the workplace, then it's really time to move on. Your responsibilities have been taken away from you without any explanation. You're not being invited to meetings, or you're just kind of being treated like you're invisible. Well, those are all signs. They may be silent hints, but I think it's a hint that you at least should start looking for another place or another opportunity for employment. And then number three is when you have outgrown your job. I like to challenge you to continue to stay challenged and motivated. What I found working in human resources is that typically an employee who is not challenged is also an employee who is not motivated. So if your job doesn't challenge you, if you're not learning anything new, because here's the reality, if you lose that job today, you're going to have skills that are competitive. So if you've been on a job where you're not being challenged or you're not learning anything new, then it's probably in your best interest to just kind of make some different plans. Now, of course, I want to tell you that there's also a proper way to leave an employer, regardless to what that employer does, how that employer makes you feel. I've learned that if you leave the right way, which is given a 2-week notice, then you can always come back, even if it's just for a professional reference. So I'm Stephanie C. Harper, and this is your Career Minute. If you have a question, employment, human resources, or career, or business that you'd like for me to answer, feel free to send me an email at asktheexpert@thecareermag.com. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.